Hi guys, Zohair here, and today we have the Harley Davidson Street 750 with a Vance And Hines competition series exhaust. Now, I know there are a lot of rumors, opinions, mixed feelings about this bike. Some people say it's not a proper Harley and brakes are not good and all that at this price point, but I'm going to address all those questions in this short review. And I have one of my neighbor and a close friend has this bike since a long while, but the reason I've never reviewed it is because it didn't have that thing. Now Vance and Hines, trust me, that makes the difference. So anyways, let's take a short ride. The switchgear quality could have been a little bit better, but it's not so bad. Like once you get used to the Kawasaki's and all the other imported bikes, this is a locally manufactured bike, so some things are going to be there, but it's not so bad. Anyways, let's start her up. Woo! It sounds every bit a Harley. In fact, better, I'd say. So anyways, let's just when this bike was first announced, everyone was pretty, I'll get you a short exhaust thing. Woo! It sounds absolutely amazing, trust me. So when this bike was first announced, it's been almost a year, I guess, back in 2014, 13, I don't remember. So everyone was shocked at the price at which you could own a Street 750. Okay, it's 5 lakh 8,000 10,000 now. That time it was just 5 lakhs on road, Hyderabad. That is a pretty good price for Harley Davidson and such a higher capacity motorcycle. But as soon as they said that it's going to be locally produced, a lot of people had a lot of speculations like how's the quality going to be, parts, such bullshit. But let me tell you guys, this bike, okay, first issue we are going to address the brakes. Okay, so the brakes are of a local make. I believe they used to come on a Pulsar 150 or something before Endurance. Okay, now the brakes are not bad. Okay, they're not totally as fucked up as you think they would be. A lot of people read reviews and all on the internet. They're bullshit, this, that. They are okay-ish. I mean, they're just average brakes. But when you're spending so much, like 5 lakhs is still a big amount, you expect some better equipment. Okay, it has no ABS. That also has a lot of mixed opinions. To me, I've never been a ABS fan, but for some that might be a deal breaker. This thing does not even give you an option for an ABS. Okay, so the brakes are not so bad. Okay, the front is pretty okay-ish, responsive. Rear, okay, it's fucked up. It kind of locks up at high speeds when you are panic braking. Front still doesn't skid as much, but rear you're going to definitely lock the wheel. That's also partly because of the MRF tires that you get with this bike. They're good, but they're not so up to the mark like the Dunlops on the ER6N, Ninja 650 or the Pirellis on the Triumph. But hey, those bikes, they cost more, right? So that's what trade-off. Maybe you could replace the tires on this with Iron 883 tires or something once your tire life is done on this. And the front tire is pretty skinny. Okay, so that's one thing everyone seems to dislike, that the front tire is too skinny and the tread pattern kind of looks like an Indian bike. But trust me, that front tire helps this bike zip through traffic like no other bike. Trust me, man, this thing is an absolute woot in the city. You can just swing it around like you won't feel like it's a Harley. You don't feel the weight. Okay, this thing is 200 plus kilos, and then you sit quite low in this bike and the wheelbase is quite long, but you don't feel all that in the city. It's pretty flickable. I've ridden a Iron 883 and a Harley 48 also, brief rides. Those things are heavy, man, heavy as fuck. it's pretty hard to maneuver them in the traffic. Okay, and ground clearance on this bike much better than the Iron 883, the 48, or the other Harleys. Okay, and even on its own, it's pretty good. Okay, might be some comparable to what Ninja 650 stock ground clearance is. For example, on my ER6N, I have an Exil exhaust that has increased the ground clearance a lot. But on this, there is no room for that, as there is no underbelly exhaust. This thing is quite low. You won't be able to take it in big ditches, or ditches are fine, but big speed breakers and all might be a problem. So you might have to look into that. And brakes, again, you're spending 5 lakhs, you can spend a bit more and upgrade the brake liners or something, you know. But even with the stock, they're fine as long as you're below 100. Above 100, if you get into a panicky situation, then bro, you've had it. The rear is going to definitely skid. You just have to have balls of steel to control this thing. And yeah, the flickability is good. Okay, the sound. So the main reason why I didn't review this bike till now was because of the exhaust. Now on the stock exhaust, it sounds horrible. Absolutely, it doesn't sound like a Harley at all. Okay, now I understand as newer bikes are coming up, manufacturers are finding better and better ways to, you know, muffle the stock sound of the bikes, and they've done an absolutely pretty good job with the Harley 752. But you know, it does, on stock exhaust, it kind of sounds like a mix of a Pulsar and, you know, different. It's like the V-twin engine is begging, you know, just remove the fucking stock muffler, put a free flow on that. So the company gives you an option of a Screaming Eagle and a Vance And Hines. Vance And Hines, then tricky warranty and all that, but trust me, it's much better if you get the Vance And Hines, because the Screaming Eagle, no, it doesn't sound so good. It has that ugly little cap thing. Okay, with that cap, it's not loud. You remove that cap, it's pretty shabby sounding. This thing, wow, the Vance And Hines competition series, it's loud. Okay, it doesn't it's not irritating. It's not an irritating sound. It's a very pleasing sound. Okay, and even if you're going in 6th gear at around 60, it sounds absolutely beautiful, like a proper Harley. Okay, yeah. And about that question that, you know, this thing is not a Harley, it is every bit a Harley, trust me, provided you put an exhaust on this thing. Otherwise, it's not going to give you the feels. The riding position is very comfortable, especially for short riders. It's a the seat height is pretty low. Okay, you sit pretty low in this bike, and for me, I'm a short rider. Okay, both my feet are snugly on the ground when I'm on standby, and it's extremely maneuverable. But for tall and huge guys, it might be a trade-off. It won't be as much comfortable, and most of all, it's going to look small for you guys. Okay, won't suit you guys. And one more thing. Okay, now this is a 750cc liquid cooled mill. So in the Harley lineup, apart from the V-Rod, which is an absolute mad machine, only this thing has liquid cooling. The Street 500, of course, not available here. But liquid cooling, trust me, it has done a lot to reduce the heat of the bike compared to the Iron and the other models. It runs cool when you're on the move. You don't notice the heat. But never ever try to ride this or any bike with slippers on shorts, especially this, because the cylinder is right here. It's going to, the header pipe is going to burn you, and the cylinder pokes out from here. It might, you know, burn you here. In traffic, in stop-go traffic, it's pretty comfortable, this bike, but the heat is pretty high, you know, when you compare it to the 390, which heats up quite a lot, the Ninja 650, and the Ninja 650 still doesn't heat up a lot, especially my bike, because it's a naked. But this does heat up a fair bit in stop-go traffic. If you're on the move, even in the afternoon, no, you don't feel it like on the other Harleys. It's pretty cool. But in traffic, the fan, okay, the fan directs all the heat onto you. So it's like you're stuck, especially if you're around trucks, buses and all. You're stuck up in a pretty tight situation. It's pretty hot. And then you get that small cowl thing in front. It's objective, but for me, you know, it kind of looks ugly, and it's a good thing this guy removed it. Now this bike was made by Harley as a platform for customization. You buy this bike, okay, you shell out a couple more, you can modify this bike to look like anything, okay. You can make it look like a cafe racer, anything, man. It's just an empty canvas. You put power parts, you put accessories, whatever, modify it to your liking. So anyways, that was my review of the Harley Davidson Street 750. I guess I've addressed most of the issues. Okay, the build quality, it's good, man. The switch gear, okay, still, but the shocks are also of this make, endurance, but they're still fine. They're not so bad, and the ride is pretty comfortable. And this thing, okay, this thing is very good in corners, trust me. Apart from if you just put on some nicer tires, maybe even with these tires it's good. It's pretty easy to bend into corners, and on the highway it's fun. Wind blast is there, but not much of an issue. So that's that. I guess I've addressed most of the issues, and if you guys think there is something more you'd like me to answer, I'll be happy to answer your queries. I'll just stop by the side, put the camera inside. Ooh, what I love about this bike is the sound, man. It sounds absolutely beautiful. And by the way, yes, you can wheelie this bike. I'll make a video on that too pretty soon. And yeah, the engine is the best part about this thing. It's fucking smooth, torque everywhere. You can just pull on at 6th gear even in 40-60. So that's that, guys, for my review of the Harley Davidson Street 750. See you all. Do like, subscribe and share, and if you have any more questions you can just ask me in the comments below. If I've missed out on something, I'll make a video again. Anyways, see you all. Bye bye.